6 months ago, the Managing Director, Nigerian Port Authority (NPA), Bello Cocoa, licensed some companies and commissioned Diamond Star Export Processing Terminal to eliminate constant rejection and undue delay. The Association of West Africa Export and Maritime Professionals has totally rejected this move. The body alleged that it's unlawful and was done in a fraudulent manner, in which the stakeholders were not carried along, stating that the move will further strangulate agro-export industry.
Getting there, we find out that NP has already mapped out about five companies to take up this assignment. The assignment is that they establish a terminal, export processing terminal, EPT, yes, export processing terminal, has been formed by them, by their colleagues. Let me mention Cocoa and his colleagues, because by the time we dip into all these companies, the five companies, two was owned by Lebanese foreigners who does not know anything about what I'm doing. I've been in business for over 30-something years, export business. Somebody who come from Lebanon or something just come and jump into my business and start telling me what to do on the business that they do, which I think is very rare, because they are now trying to put us out of the road. So when they introduced to us that, okay, they first, okay, we now ask them why this, they said no, we should first wait, that we'll have a stakeholder meeting after presenting of certificates to those terminal. I said, this is not what you call us for. You call us for a stakeholder meeting and you are presenting certificates to, that means you've already done your, this thing, say yes, but we should wait. We can still challenge. There's still room for us to talk. That after the meeting, after that, then I said, okay, we waited. Then I said, okay, the president, after the presenting the certificate to them, to the terminal operators, then I said, okay, the press should leave, the stakeholders should wait. From there, I asked the MD, so why meeting after presenting the certificate? I mean, these things have been done. Why do you want our input? They say no, that we are still talking. We're still getting to, there's room for, they say, okay. And we know that because we know that they're cheap. We say, okay, we quickly run back. We'll send a letter to office of the Vice President. We'll send a letter to the Minister of himself of Transport. We'll send a letter to Ministry of Rural and Commerce and Industry. Yes. It's only Commerce and Industry because he was the one direct to trade and investment. So he replied us. I think the minister, I mean the government asked them to reply our letter, and they replied to it, and they wrote a nice letter based on our listen. I will give you the copy of those things. Our existing warehouse, because we have over 200 warehouses all over the country processing exports presently, and they are now want to subject this to only 5. So all those ones will now be closed, and we'll have only 5 existing, and which are Cocoa's Chronics, owned by Cocoa Chronics. So we now said, oh. So the ministry replied us that he has consulted that there's no, that it can't happen, that we should go and do our business, go about our.
We reject TTP and HO due to inefficiencies. We call on government agencies to clear all the port corridor of extortion. We reject the use of fake or pseudo stakeholders to endorse fraudulent policies. COMTUA shall partner with AWEMAP to address all issues relating to these export transport challenges.
Before the Nigerian cargo will be rejected overseas, there are many factors to it. I don't understand. There are so many serious journey exporters who understand the system of what he was doing, and to understand that the cargo will hardly rejected unless with particular condition. The condition which has to do with a lot of our inefficiency in the port. Then, I could remember during the COVID-19, I took a shipping company up. I reported this persona myself to the Nigerian Shippers Council. They gave me about 5 of their directors, engaged, I don't want to mention a shipping company, engaged with a particular shipping company with a particular terminal operator. It took us almost 5 weeks. Every week we have to go there. It got a starting stage. The question was being thrown to this particular terminal operator. On that particular day, the question was being raised. Okay, this is your terminal where you receive exports. Can you tell us what is the space capacity you have for export cargo? What is the space capacity you have for empty container? And what are the space capacity you have for import container? The man mentioned, the terminal operation mentioned that he has a space for 7,000 import container in the terminal. What about empty container? He said 2,000 space. What about export? 400 container. Tell me. And this is one of the indigenous terminal operator. This is the problem dealt with our exporter. And beside that, with introduction of this ETO or the EPT, do you tell me, the shipping company now tell me that our cargo has not been stored ship? I have about 2 nasty experience of recent. I have 10 container on a particular booking. The other container was dated in same day. Custom document clearance was submitted. At the end of the day, it was only 8 containers that were shipped. What happened to 2? They kept postponing these 2 containers. The terminal are looking for this container for the next 52 days. Before we can dig out this container, what happened? Tell me the content, the stage of that content of that concerning. I have to take the container back again to the house to offload. And the reload and what happened to it? No claims. These are one of those
business grabbing that is characterizing the Nigerian Port Authority must just stop, and the Shippers Council must wake up to their responsibility of economic regulation.
Right from inception, it is very, very obvious that we truckers objected to the position of this current TTP as EDO on trucks. We never saw them as going to be any positive impact on the system. And we know that this is the advent of Comptoir. It was at the peak of the whole problem in the traffic that Comptoir came up. And since then, Comptoir has been challenging them. It's obvious that it's not what they promised us that we are seeing in the field. All of us in the industry know, how can you, what good have they brought on the table? TTP, did they come with any garage? Did they come with any parking space? NPA, as has been said, has concessioned the port. And they concessioned the official parking spaces in the ports, of which they had no regard for truckers. The trucks must be admitted into the port because they must lift these cargoes out of the port. But the thinking of the NPA, that is the level of corruption which even this present export processing terminal has exposed. The level of corruption to make money out of truckers, especially in this our port industry. They are only interested in that.
The association equally alleged that there are about 150 extortion checkpoints along the port corridor, which the Nigerian Port Authority is aware of. Joy Inamna, Seabed TV.